All right, guys, so welcome back to another video. So today I have an experiment that I want to do. I have these weights right here, lead tape, that I want to try it on my driver. And the reason why I want to do that is because my trajectory right now is a fade, which I'm not complaining about, but I think I can get more distance with a draw. And if I make my grip stronger, I can manage to do that. But then when I do that, then my irons will start going left. So I don't want to change my grip. Basically, if you want to encourage a draw, what you have to do is put more weight on the heel. So somewhere in here, when I try to play a draw with my driver, I feel that I have to kind of like rotate a lot. So what I'm thinking is that if I put some weight on the heel, this is going to promote a draw, and I don't have to feel like I'm flipping my hands. So let me show you the trajectory of the ball just to get a benchmark without any weight. I feel like if I just swing normal, like I swing my irons, it's gonna fade. I have to like try to close the face for some reason. Okay, so this could be my standard swing right there. You can see that there's like a little fade going there. But to me, the feeling there, I felt like I was like closing the face. So I think in the in this driver, it's just not gonna promote a draw. And sometimes I get this. I add a speed, and instead of getting the draw, I get more of a fade. And I think by putting weight on the heel, I can get rid of this issue right here. Okay, see, that's almost feeling unnatural. And you see that now it's drawing a little bit, but it was really unnatural for me to draw the ball. I got more speed, but it really, I think I'm fighting that down. When I'm going to my downswing, I feel like the face is like opening naturally, and I feel like if I put some weight, I think it's going to help me. I mean, this is just what I think. So I have this lead tape right here, and this right here weighs 4 grams, and according to the swing weight standards, basically every 2 grams I'm going to change a swing weight to my driver. So I'm actually going to change it by 2 swing weights with this right here. I'll try like this, and we'll see if this is going to be enough to start hitting some draws, guys, and then maybe get that trajectory a little straighter. So this is just an experiment. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Ooh, okay, that felt, I was a little bit it was kind of weird to hit it. I felt like a little difference there, but I didn't swing hard, and that went straight. That went really straight, actually. Okay, it feels very controllable, and this actually started drawing a little bit. I think I just need to add just a little more speed. Okay, it feels really easy, and this one I know for a fact, I think it felt like one of those that I would lose it right, a lot more right than this. So all right, guys, so basically I hit a few more shots, and I tried the weights of different parts of the club, but I decided to go to the course and try it for myself. But what I did first, since I was struggling a lot with an open face, I decided to actually increase the loft, so that way I will close the face a little bit. So I increased it to from 10.5 to 11, and basically that gave me some degrees of a closer face. And then I placed the weight right here. I actually put about 2.5 grams, and I put it right on the heel. And I think this was the sweet spot for me, but I really wanted to try it out at the course. So basically, this was my very first shot when I got to the course after playing a few holes. This was the first driver hole. So I got my weights where I show you, and this was my very first shot. So basically I have to hit it pretty straight on this hole, and my main goal was not to like slice it because I was lately struggling with that. So this was my first shot. it did fade it. Don't get me wrong, but it was a good shot. It was about to the right of the fairway. So this was my second shot. I was experimenting. I wanted to see if I can actually hit a draw at the course, obviously. So here I was trying to turn the face a little more. And remember, I increased the loft by half degree, so that should help me square the face a little better, especially if you struggle with an open face. So now I'm just gonna try to rotate a little more, get the face shot a little bit. So this was my second shot right here on the par five, and I kind of did that, but you can see that this was a pull. So it went left. It was a draw, but it was like a draw pull. It wasn't a hook. Don't get me wrong. That went to
Knock
the
knock, what?
left side. Okay, so let me show you where this is the second ball. What it was a draw, I guess, and the distance was about, I would say, like just a yard more from the other one. So there wasn't really a huge difference in this shot right here. So it's about the same. One went to the right and one went to the left. So this is my third shot at another hole. It's a par four, a long par four. So same weight. I'm trying to just avoid like slicing the driver basically, especially when you can't do that when there's out of bounds. So I'm still trying to rotate the face a little more. I think just for the fact that I know that it's supposed to go a little more left, I think unconsciously you try to square off the face, and that may lead to like pushing it. So you have to be careful with that. And this right here was probably my best drive of the day. It was really long, and I actually drew the ball. Then I hit another one. I was the first one. I guess it was a draw, slight pull. I guess it was on the rough on the left side of the fairway. So I wanted to hit another one just to see if I could do it again. I feel like the weights were really helping, and also the change in the loft of the club. So the ball went a little higher, and I was actually very happy with that. So this is a second shot, second try, and this one wasn't as good. This was actually a fade. So, but don't get me wrong, I didn't get into trouble. It was just slightly to the right. Okay, so let me show you that ball. That was the draw. So that was my first ball. And my second ball was like, I would say like maybe 25 yards back or even 30 yards back. So in this case, I lost a lot of distance with the fade. So here's my fade right here. And over there is my draw. So it was about 30 yards. So this was my last shot at the course. I was really happy with the driver. I didn't miss the fairway, just slightly on the maybe on the left on the right side, but I was getting more and more comfortable with the weights and the change in loft. I feel like this setting right here gets the ball a little higher, and I mean, I'm still fading it, but I feel like I'm getting more distance. So now I want to show you another experiment. This is my friend's driver, and notice where he put the tape on it. He actually put some glue, so it's about 2 grams on the heel of his driver. So I want to show you the difference. What happened to him, and he was having the same problem as me, so he was losing a little bit to the right. So I will show you what happens when you do add some weight to this part of the club face. So this was his first shot with tape there, and he's still fading the ball. But I think what happens a lot of times is when you are putting weight on the club, you're expecting it to go to a certain side, and when you do that, you're gonna start like swinging to kind of like correct that. So you have to be careful when you do this. You have to swing the same way as you swing before, and try not to like make any adjustments. Okay, so this is another shot with the weights, and you can see that he's still hitting some fades there, but I mean, before he was missing like there to the right of that tree. So this is a huge improvement, even if he's still fading. And this is the last shot that he took, and this was probably the best one. Like I mentioned before, it takes time to kind of get adjusted to it. This one was actually, he drew the ball here and he hit it pretty far in this case. And I think he took full advantage of the weights in this case. So like I say, at the beginning, you're gonna like kind of like know that you're supposed to hit more to the left, so you're going to try to compensate and try to like open the face unconsciously. So I think this is very common in my opinion. So if you're adding weight, make sure to swing just the same way as if you had no weight, because otherwise it's just going to become like you unconsciously going to try to open the face because you know that the weights are going to make you close the face. So in my case, I actually uh, close the face a little bit by increasing the loft by half degree. And in addition to that, I added some weight. And I think, I mean, I'm very happy with the ball flight because it's a slightly higher, something that I struggled with before. I like it to be a little higher, and I think I'm getting more distance. The shot that I actually drew the ball, that was about like a total of 267. So I was really, really happy with that. And I will continue to experiment. I did add a little more weight when I was practicing in my backyard, but I think if you add too much weight, it's just not going to work. So for me, I would suggest adding no more than 2 grams. I think 2 grams is the most that you want to add, or maybe 3 grams, and make sure that you kind of place it at different spots on the club until you find your sweet spot. That's how I did it, and I feel like it worked in my backyard, and it also worked in at the course, as you can see that. So if you're trying to get rid of your slice, I think you can play around with the settings of your driver and also with the weights. It worked for me. Hopefully it will continue to work, and I will do some more experiments and see if I can actually try to get the ball to draw a little more. So as you can see, I gained like about 30 yards when I draw the ball, and I think that's a big advantage when you need to hit it a little
Bella.
farther. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like
Cioè,
and don't
no,
forget to
Facebook.
subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.